Ever get the feeling that you might accidentally be working in a cult? Well, to help you figure out if that's true, I'm here to share 4 danger signs which could mean your company is putting the cult in culture. The first risk factor is the charismatic leader. Of course, in many ways, this is a good thing. A leader must inspire, motivate, and influence. However, just like any strength, when this is overdone, it can cause problems. In this case, leading to hero worship and unquestioning loyalty. Over time, this can stifle innovation and instill fear as people feel unable to challenge the great leader. Our second danger sign is groupthink, in which we all become aligned in a single point of view. Just as with the first risk, there are benefits to this. We are wired for connection and enjoy being around like-minded people because we feel safer and smarter. However, again, if this strength is overdone, it can cause problems. Unwavering consensus and conformity can result in irrational and dysfunctional decision-making. Over time, this can impact the ability to think critically, creating business risk through complacency and ignorance. Additionally, and perhaps surprisingly, excessive harmony can actually harm well-being. While belonging is essential, if it requires us to mask our authentic selves, it can actually be detrimental. In highly homogeneous groups that celebrate sameness, feeling like the odd one out can be incredibly lonely. In my opinion, this risk is often the sneakiest, as it can be hard to spot hiding behind seemingly positive behaviours. For example, imagine a culture focused on celebrating team wins and successful outcomes. On the surface, this seems great, and in many cases it is. However, where it becomes a problem is in situations where only the success is celebrated or only positive emotions are welcomed. This can lead to unhealthy suppression of emotions and toxic positivity. From the outside, things look great, but it can feel very lonely and demoralising from within. So let's now move to the third risk, suppression of dissent. This could come from charismatic leadership, overdone groupthink, or a more obvious abuse of power. We can't talk about culture without mentioning systemic power. Power determines which behaviours are celebrated, punished, or ignored. Healthy organisations try to distribute power across the organisation in order to enjoy diversity of thought. Conversely, cults try to centralise power through hierarchies and other systems in order to control behaviour. Consider your own organisation. How free do you feel to speak up and challenge or disagree? How often do you see others doing it? If you don't see it very often, you might be experiencing suppression of dissent, whereby people are punished, or perhaps more likely, ostracised, bullied, or silenced for trying to speak up. Not only does this lead to poor business performance, it can also lead to catastrophic ethical lapses. This brings us to the fourth risk of a strong company culture: ethical breaches. If you've noticed these in your organisation, then it's likely you already know that the culture's not a healthy one. Ethical breaches can occur when the loyalty for the leader or a group trumps all else, or where power dynamics have run amok, leading to scandals, legal issues, and even risk to life. However, what if I told you that ethical breaches were likely occurring every day within your organisation? With burnout and bullying quietly becoming the accepted norm within many organisations, employees are increasingly putting the needs of the company before their own. So it's easy to see how even some of the healthier cultures risk becoming cultish at times. All of this should come as no surprise to most of us, given that the majority of our organisations operate within a capitalistic framework. with its focus on economic growth and individualism, often at the expense of human and environmental impact. You could make the case that capitalism has become one of the most successful cults of all time. However, just because we understand something doesn't mean we should accept it. In conclusion, today we've heard the story of too much of a good thing, where strengths become overdone and cause harm. Of course, the most important question is what to do if you recognise any of these signs in order to build a healthy and inclusive culture. Join me next time where we'll jump into some potential solutions. For now, remember, a strong culture equals business success until it doesn't.